Assalamu alaikum and welcome to this mini series based on my tour, my solo tour around Tunisia. To all my Tunisian friends, I hope it does justice to your beautiful country, and to anybody else considering visiting Tunisia or doing a cycling tour in Tunisia, I hope it helps. Enjoy, subscribe, like, share. Hope you can watch all of them. Thank you. So this is day 2 camp. Everybody's left. There was a big party around this tent here, some amazing people from Sfax, and we were camped just over there, but they've left, so I've got the whole place to myself. Look at that. It is a nice place. Despite the reception that we had, we came in and it was absolutely brilliant, and then the bureaucracy kicked in and it's like, oh no, you've got to go down to the police station, get registered. Once you're registered, come back, get a certificate, and then we can let you stay. I'm like, you don't know where we are. We're in Wilja. Everything is 6 to 10 kilometers away and there's no taxis. But anyway, look at that. That's what we woke up to. Friendly camp dog that just went through my bag of bread, which means I'll have to get some tomorrow. But anyway, from Wilja camp, that's out. Assalamu alaikum, and a very early morning from Ain Draham in the northwest of Tunisia, just near the Algerian border. And since a lot of you have been asking about my kit, what I've been taking with me, how I carry it, thought let me just make, from this amazing location, let me just make a very brief video about what I'm carrying and how I'm carrying it. I'll try and break it down into a few different categories. So tent and sleep kit probably makes good sense. Then I've got my clothes, then I've got my cycling clothes, cycling kit and what I need for the bike, and then a very important component and becoming increasingly important whilst on the road, tech. So let's start with sleep kit and tent kit. Very basic, quite an old, used North Face Tadpole 2, very wind resistant, amazing, low profile. Yes, it's a bit awkward to stand up in, and I'm coupling that up with a couple of tarpaulins so that it doesn't, all the roughness from the ground and any sharp objects don't come through, and I always just clean the site before anyway. But so that's the tent, very capable tent. Look it up, I'm sure you can have a look at reviews. Very old, it's not even a new one. I've waterproofed it before coming out. Great kit. Sleep kit, best review and best advice I've had. Nemo Tensor doesn't have to be, but basically the point I'm trying to make is invest in a very good bit of kit in terms of sleeping mat. So whether it's Thermarest, whether it's Nemo, whatever, this one that I'm using is the Nemo insulated, long, wide, plenty long for me, plenty wide for me, and then I've coupled that up with a very cheap one. I think this is out of the supermarket, Ozak Trail sleeping bag. Drops all the way down to, in the day it could be up to 30 degrees, overnight drops all the way down to 3 degrees. That was absolutely fine. That combination, don't lose any heat down into the ground. It's fantastic, blows up to about 3.5–4 inch, amazing. Let's move on to clothes. So other than what I'm wearing, I've got in here one pair of trousers, and that is just like normal trousers, not cycling trousers. I think they are Montane, so they're the kind of ones that zip off from here, so they double up as shorts if you need to. A t-shirt or a couple of t-shirts, a few pairs of socks, and I think that's, in terms of normal clothing, that's absolutely it. In terms of cycling clothing, 2 pairs of chamois and shorts to go over the top. Then I've doubled that up with an insulating layer, you know, the webbing kind of sleeveless layer, 2 of them, 2 cycling jerseys, and then this that has been an absolute lifesaver. This is an Altura wind cape, which I was umming and ahhing about, but I'm so glad that I grabbed it because it's been brilliant. I can use it when I'm cycling. If overnight temperature drops, I can pull it, and it means that it's really packs down to like that small. And other than that, obviously the obvious things. So you've got HRM, caps, helmet, nothing really other than that cycling specific. Let's move on to the tech. Actually, before the tech, I'll just cover that's been very useful. I've got fingerless gloves for cycling, and then I've got the full gloves as well, like the MTB rugged ones. They're useful when the temperature really drops, but also around camp or just lugging luggage around. It's just so nice not to get your fingers smashed up or little cuts and grazes. So I've got them, and then I've also a buff. I won't go without a buff. It's brilliant. Put it on your head, put it on your wrist. On the dustier days when I've been in little villages where the heat kicks up the dirt from the ground, it's brilliant just to have around your mouth as well. So tech wise, Garmin 1000. I've also got the 810 in backup. Then I've got two phones. I've got my normal phone, and then I've got a Tunisian phone as well. So this just latches onto my Tunisian number. 2 power banks, essential. GoPro in there. I've got about 7 batteries and all my stuff for the GoPro, and I think that is pretty much it for tech. I can't really think of anything else. My Tunisian number, that I just hotspot, and then that's enough. I just keep buying data as I need, and to be honest, it's so cheap out here. GoPro wise, I'm quite glad that I bought all the batteries that I did. And how do I mount the GoPro? So currently the GoPro's in my hand thingy that I can, you know, the little tripod thing. But then whilst on the bike, that thing goes onto there, and then I've got the whole point of view action cam kind of thing going on. So that is pretty much it. How do I carry it? I've got a pair of Altura Aran panniers, pannier bags. Brilliant. They go onto here, clip in, clip off. They've stood me very well. Absolutely fantastic. So no complaints whatsoever. So that's how I carry the kit. And what I'll do is in a minute I'll pack all of this stuff, and I'll do a little short video of what it looks like on the bike and how much it weighs. By the way, it's about 35 kg, which next time, will I go a lot lighter? Yes, I think I've worked out that I could probably go between 7 and 10 kilograms lighter. And there'll be a lot of people saying, well, you know, do this, do that. If it's your first time, you pack what you need. Don't be silly and, you know, pack the kitchen sink, but you pack what you need. And it's for you to learn what you do and do not need. Everybody's very unique in that sense. And I've kind of learned that there's a whole lot of stuff in here. One of my pannier bags, apart from last night, sorry, hardly ever got open. So I've really got to go through that and say, well, do I need any of this stuff in here? Anyway, do I need a 2-man tent, for instance? I don't need it, but for the extra half a kilo, I think I'm going to stick with that, because it gives me that extra bit of room in there. I can make sure that all my kit's in there with me rather than knocking about the porch. It also means that push comes to shove, I can take the wheels off that and make sure the bike comes in with me as well. Last night, for instance, I arrived the first night, there was a whole lot of people here. There was a bunch of campers here, a bunch of campers there, a bunch of campers there. Felt absolutely safe, fine. I was okay with the bike being outside, locked to a table. Last night, however, everybody disappeared. And had I been anywhere less isolated, like, look, you can see where I am. Nobody's going to sneak up on us. There's a whole bunch of camp dogs that make a whole lot of noise if anybody comes in. So yeah, I felt okay. But say I was somewhere in a city or closer to a town or something where somebody could go off with the bike, I could have the bike in there. But anyway, that was probably longer than it needed to be. Right, before I pack everything, I forgot to introduce this bag, which is my front bar bag. So it's one of these that clips on using the, what's it called again, Click It system. It's absolutely brilliant. Very old. You've got this little window there that's supposed to be a map window. I've obviously got GPS, I don't need that, so I fill it full of torch, compass, a lighter, all kinds of like stuff that I kind of need at hand. And then in here I've got first aid kit, knife if I need, I've got a whole lot of pens, a notebook, my tablets through the day, my inhaler if I need, pens, I think I already said that, but yeah, so it's quick grab stuff. I've got a spork, always need a spork, but yeah, it's really useful through the day as well. If I come across a map or something, or I just need to buy some sweets, I'll just dump them in there. Oh, by the way, on the subject of sweets, in Tunisia especially, and kids in general, I mean, if you're cycling through towns and villages, grab a whole bunch of sweets. And kids are really excited to see foreigners or people from out of town. Stop, have a chat with them. If you don't understand the language, there's basics they will understand. Hello, football, they'll know Barcelona, Real Madrid, whatever, and then hand out some sweets. It's absolutely brilliant. Great conversation starter. And yeah, so that brought me onto sweets. I usually carry a packet of sweets in there. I think currently they're in here. And on the subject of in here, this thing is an absolute lifesaver. Didn't think I'd be seen dead with one of these waste packs, but it's absolutely brilliant. It hasn't come off all trip. It's got everything: notepads, basic tools, tablets, painkillers, passports, money. What does the next one have? Usually carries my GoPro stuff, so the different stands that I'm using, and then up front here I've got some more money as well. It's brilliant. So stuff that you wouldn't want to leave with your bike regardless. So money, passports, quick grab stuff, it's all in there. I mean, you wouldn't really want to leave anything on your bike, but one of these where you just locked up your bike, you know that it's going to be in sight, you've just popped into a shop for a bottle of water or for some quick food, that stuff always stays with you. Amazing. I think that is really going to be something for me. Oh, sorry, actually, and I forgot this as well. So wash kit, keep that totally separate right at the top, so as soon as I arrive in camp I've got access to that. Wash, change. Brilliant. What's that one? Oh yeah, sorry, that's my cycling clothes. So I keep my normal clothes and my cycling gilets, cycling jerseys, etc. separate. And as you can see, I'm a big fan of dry bags, so I've got different coloured dry bags, and I try and put, even if the product itself is bagged, so the sleeping bag's got its bag, the mattress has got its bag, I try and bag them up anyway. And then the pannier bags are also waterproofed, but no harm in being extra cautious. Right, let me get this packed and I'll show you the whole thing packed up, because I do need to get going. I've got about 60 miles to do today, and should be a fun day. Let me get this packed up and I'll do a brief video. Okay everyone, just the last few on the the bike setup. I forgot to introduce you to the cockpit and how I ride and how I keep everything organized in front of me. So there we go. If I can just keep the bike steady. Garmin there. All of this space here where I'd normally have my bottles has been taken up, so I've got 2 bottle carriers there. I've got the quad lock thing for my phone, which is currently in my pocket, and then I've got the bag there. 2 mirrors, essential. I've got mirrors either side. A lot of defensive cycling is necessary, I'll be honest, in Tunisia, so the drivers don't really understand cyclists and how to deal with them, and they will pass very, very closely. So I mean, my strategy is look hundreds and hundreds of meters ahead, look behind me as well, and if I see that somebody's overtaking where there's not enough room, I will kind of find my way into the edge of the road or near the hard shoulder bit. But yeah, that's the cockpit. It's all packed now. And I also, in the earlier video, neglected to mention the mechanics and the spare parts. So within the frame, I'm using all of the frame. That is all spares, so everything that you'd expect: spare tubes, puncture kits, multi-tool, spoke key, whatever. That's all in there. Zip ties, and then here a whole load of zip ties and stuff that I'm there we are, ready to go. So that's all the mechanics on the frame bag explained. That's what it looks like. Front view. Rear view, I've got my number plate and flag sticking out. To attract attention, yes, but also make sure you're plenty visible as well. One thing I forgot to mention actually in the earlier bits where I was showing you the tech is I also have a folding solar panel. Amazing, actually. I bought it, I was a bit dubious, I couldn't really test it in the UK. I thought, yeah, you know what, I've paid whatever, and I haven't had a chance to test it, and it's past the review period or the return period. Amazing. One of these power banks that charges an iPhone 3 times, it charges one of them power banks in about 2 hours in the Tunisian sun. So UK, not relevant. If you're going to visit North Africa or a sunnier climate, definitely get yourself one of them. It means that oh, I'm so sorry about this cough. When you're in a more remote place like this, then it means that you can just stick it out there in the sun for about 4 hours and you've got 2 power banks fully charged up. Them 2 power banks will give you 6 charges on an iPhone. fantastic. I'll try and put a link on it, but that is it there, packed. And the only last thing I'll say is slightly negative, but it's negative with a view to trying to encourage other people to do it. On this trip here, and sometimes online as well, people have watched the videos and they've gone like, oh, it's not Outlib, it's Altura. Oh, you're only doing one trip. Like, oh, the Altura will only last one trip. A lot of brand snobbery. People trying to make out that you need thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds worth of kit to be able to go out there and enjoy yourself. And the weird thing is, in the UK, I didn't get too much of this. Out here, probably as a result of a whole load of internet influencers and people that make videos like this and insist that, you know, that whether they're brand ambassadors or whether they're paid by these brands or whatever, just making out as if you can't have an adventure unless you've got this top-end German, Austrian, whatever kit, you know, worth thousands and thousands. I put that bike together, the bike and frame, for about 250 quid. I put the bags, the pannier, I bought most of the stuff second-hand, and all of the rest of that was probably about 400 quid, including the tech. So, you know, don't be put off. Go have that adventure. If it's all you have, then just put together what you have. Make sure you're safe and go out and have fun. Don't worry about the brand ambassadors and the brand snobs. And if you're one of these brand snobs that can afford Outlib, then that's not a knock. It's not knocking you. It's, if you've got the money, go and spend it, fair enough. But don't make out like you need all of these flashbang amazing kit before you can do these. Are Altura. I think they're probably about 8 to 9 years old. I'm probably the third owner. I got them off Facebook. They were next to nothing with a pannier rack, and the gentleman I bought them off said he'd gone all over Europe with them. They also, somewhere in there is like a waterproof thing, and I've also, before coming out, treated it with tent treatment, and they've been absolutely fine. I've had rain about 6 of the days here, and absolutely brilliant. Lastly, light setup to be visible, light, and then I've got some front lights there as well. But hopefully that should give you an idea, and hopefully that'll encourage others to do it as well. Tyres, if you're interested, what am I running? Schwalbe Marathon Plus, loads of reviews on them. I've used them for years on a lot of my commuting bikes, and touch wood, never had a puncture on them. Maintain them, keep checking them when you do have time, check them over, etc. And I'm carrying spares in case I need, and I've got a puncture repair kit for both my inflatable mattress and for the tubes as well. And by the way, I'm carrying 3 tubes. Near the cities I really didn't need them, but I'm a bit remote now, I'm in the mountains, chances are I'm not going to get my tubes, so I've got 3 tubes and about 20 patches. Brilliant. Right, let's hit the road.